welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately. 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second, if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back after our couple-week break. Welcome to Hunters of Calamity 2. If you remember the first season of this, back in Blackfeather Guild Season 3, I believe it was, it's going to be more of the same, probably. It's going to be very chaotic and fun. We are making one big change, though. We went from Monster of the Week to Fundamental RPG for this one, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Past me mentioned sponsors, and those are going to be here in chat, which are Fundamental RPG for one, and Grinding Coffee Company. So if you use the code RAVYN at grindingcoffee.co, you can get 13% off your order, and it's really good coffee. And then of course also the tweet of the game is there in chat as well. We're doing things a little bit differently this season with that. So for every 5 interactions, that's going to be retweets and comments. Likes don't really count, unfortunately. But for every 5 retweets and or comments, we're going to do a d6 to the cast. For every 10, so once you hit the 5 benchmark, when we hit 10, then a d6 will go to the DM. Then at 20, we'll do something akin to 4 plot points benefiting the party. And then at 30, it'll be 4 plot points benefiting me as the DM. So we're staggering things a little bit. It's going to be fun. So yeah, definitely hit retweet or comment or both. With that, we're going to jump into session 0 here. I'm going to introduce everybody, and then we're going to do a little discussing about our characters, finishing up character builds, a little bit of world building, talking about what we want to get out of the campaign, things like that. And then after that, we'll jump into a little bit of gameplay. Thanks for that follow. Tocho Plays. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Thanks for following. Also, bear with me a little bit. The music might get a little bit loud. We're still adjusting volume with the new soundtrack for the season. Alright, so let's start with our top left. Zan, tell us a little bit about yourself, and if you've got your character concept already, tell us a little bit about your character.
Oh man, absolutely terrifying first to go. Pressure's on. Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Zan. I am so excited and happy to be back for season 2 of Hunters. It has been a long time since I played my kind of destructive little claptrap or my I guess messianic character, for lack of a better term, the founder of the Sleeveless Way. This time around, however, I'm not going to be playing Merc or Sleeve Saya. I'm going to be playing Jebediah Mason, who is basically someone who joined the cult of the Sleeveless Way for the health insurance and is a little bit unimpressed with everything, but damn it, you got to make money somehow. And, you know, it's just a 9 to 5. Some people consider it a way of life, and some people it's just a thing. It's just a thing. He carries around the pamphlets with him because he's supposed to, and he can get fined if he doesn't. But you know, mostly it's a job. What can you do?
That's fantastic. Next, we'll hop down. Nikki, if you're good to go, I know you said you were having a little issue with tech issue. But if you're good to go, tell us a little bit about yourself and your character concept if you've got that figured out already. And if not, we'll hop over to Pat.
I'm Nikki. I haven't done a whole lot of streaming RP before, so this is fun and new. And I'm really bad at introducing myself.
No worries.
Thank you!
So hey, thanks for that subscription. Gifted sub from Michael to Tocho Plays. Thank you so much. Quick explanation for that to everybody who's already done subscriptions. There's a little chart down below for viewer actions. So the tier 1 subs are worth $5, so you can redeem anything on that little chart right below that's worth $5 or less. Just let me know in chat what you would like to do with it. And then, yeah, Harlan was just talking about plot points. When we actually get into the gameplay a little bit, you can throw those in. There's a full explanation of what those plot points do down in the panels below. There's also explanations in the guild coin menus, which you can see. It's a little rainbow-colored icon right below your chat box. Fantastic. Let's hop over to Patrick. Tell us a little bit about Wesley and yourself. Wesley, for those who didn't catch season 1.
Yeah, hi, I'm Pat. I am reprising the role of Wesley, who in season 1 in my head was going to be a very professional operator person, and instead spent the majority of the season drunk on gasoline and tasting hallucinogenic brownie batter and becoming right-hand man, second in charge of a cult. So that was the first season. This season, I think, I'm trying to veer a different way, and he's. Should I get onto all that now, or should we save that? Save that, right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's plenty for now. He's not going anywhere. He'll be here. You'll hear about him later.
Yeah. We had 4 plot points redeemed from Econorlax. Being drunk 24/7 sounds very professional. So are you meaning that Wesley should be drunk for round of shots for all the characters? Okay. When we get into the actual introducing the characters in play, I will set something up where you all get to go into a bar and somebody will buy you all a round of shots for those plot points.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Fantastic. Next, we're going to hop down to Anna. Tell us a little bit about your character and yourself.
Yes, I'm Anna. I use she, they pronouns, and I go by Nymeria941 pretty much everywhere on the internet. I've mostly been relatively new to TTRPG streaming as of this year, but right now I'm playing in Raven's Star Trek Sword of Kalis game over on Encounter Roleplay, so that's how I heard about this. And my character's name is Saoirse Danan, and she is basically this weird combination of a MacGyver type character and a brawler. She has these kind of gauntlet things that she built to wear on her hands to help enhance.
Uh-oh. I think we lost Anna for a second here.
Fighting skills and stuff like that, and she just likes to punch things and have a good.
All right, I think we got you back.
Hooray!
You froze up for a little bit there, but I think we got the gist of it. Fantastic. Next, let's hop over to Michael Wayne. Tell us a little bit about Amanda and yourself.
Hello there, I'm Michael Wayne. My pronouns are he, she, they. Hey, you give me a clip, I'll give you a GIF. I will be playing Amanda Starr. The best way I could probably describe is very much think like Fist of the North Star or Drop Goodwood, of very much this dour monk that will punch things to hurt or heal you in the ways of trying to make things better.
Fantastic. Then last but not least, IC Historian, tell us a little bit about yourself and your character.
All right. Hi, friends. I am IC Historian everywhere that I have any interest in being found. I am IC Historian. I will be playing Lula Mae Jessup, and Lula Mae Jessup is a modifier of firearm weapons and associated accessories who has run afoul of a rival gun modding organization. So her actual business is called Lula Mae's Lula Made. But if she ever needs to go kind of underground, her shop turns into Lula Mae's Lemonade. And she is a proper steel magnolia southern lady, but will bust you out. Yeah, kind of a tough broad with a lot of flair and presence. And I'm excited. This is like my first regular stream and the third time I've ever been on stream in my life. So yeah, this is going to be exciting for everybody.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Gotcha, Pat. Little message there. Don't worry. There will be plenty. Um, Great. Well, like I said, before we jump into actual gameplay and everything, we're going to do some character creation wrap up, answer some questions about the system if anybody has any, and talk a little bit about what we want to get out of the campaign. So let's start with that. We'll go around, starting back at Zan. What are say one or two things that you want to see happen in this campaign, like goals for the campaign, and then one or two things that you'd rather not see in the campaign?
Let me see. I think as far as things that I'd like to see in the campaign, I always enjoy doing this to get to know new people, and I don't know everybody on the cast list, so I'm super stoked to get to know the rest of these lovely humans. Some of them I've had a lot of experience playing with. Some of them I have only played with one or none before, so I'm real hyped just to get to know some other lovely folks. Yeah, I think it's after that I'm looking for something. Most of the other games that I run are really dark, so I think I'm looking forward to a little bit of just kind of goofums fun. Not vampires skulking around in the night, draining people living in rundown trailers, not souls looking for their final resting place. Just happy, fun explosions. As far as things that I'm not looking for in this game, I am really not a big fan of incest themes. I'm from the deep south, and that's just that's a trope that I'd rather avoid. Man, other than that, abiding terms of service. I'm pretty chill otherwise.
Cool. Next, let's hop down to Nikki. What's one or two things that you would like to see in this campaign, and that can be like plot points that you want to see happen, or it can be like a personal goal for your character, something that you want them to accomplish, or anything like that.
I just really want to just play and have fun. I try to be pretty easygoing with my characters, especially since this one I'm just being really creative with. And I want to get to have fun with the cast and just enjoy myself, which is fun. Obviously, I keep saying that word. And learn the system better. And it just looks entertaining from what I've heard and seen.
Fantastic. And then, what are some things that maybe you would rather not see in here? It doesn't necessarily have to be like a lines and veils type thing. It can just be like, I'd rather not do this type of encounter, or I'd like to see less of, this trope or that trope. I think there.
I don't want all the PCs to die. I get sad when that happens.
Okay.
I get super attached.
You are not familiar with my playstyle.
Oh.
Jebediah, knowing how Zan plays, might, but generally, in this campaign, I'm not purposely trying to kill characters.
Okay.
As long as they don't do anything too stupid, it'll be fine.
Okay, I get super attached, so if that happens, I may get sad.
We did a lot of stupid stuff in the first season and all lived. Someone swallowed a grenade and lived.
Yeah, Zan's character, by all rights, should have died, and it was fine. It'll be
Okay.
fine. Probably won't be character death. Probably.
Okay.
All right.
I trust you guys.
All right. Awesome. Let's hop up to Patrick. What's a couple things that you would like to see, and then a couple things maybe you don't want to see.
I mean, one, like Zan said, I'm just excited to play with so many new people that I haven't played with before. So I'm looking forward to that. Um, Having played in the first season, I'm looking forward to see the effects of all of the bullshit that we pulled and how that's changed Calamity. And just from a character perspective, I'm interested to play this season with Wesley sober and at least partially professional, at least for the beginning again. Like, we'll see how things progress character wise, but I'm excited to explore a part of him that we didn't get to see in the first season when he was just summoning terrible monstrosities to this plane of existence.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, we need more juicy yoga pants. Zan. Okay. Fantastic. And then any particular tropes or types of things that you would rather not do?
I don't, not that I could think of. I'm gonna think more though, but I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. We'll hop down to Anna. Same questions. A couple things that you'd like to see in the game, and a couple things maybe you'd rather not do in the game.
Well, as somebody that made a brawler type character, something that I would like to see in the game is basically just one of those like classic TTRPG fist fights. I've only ever done that once in an RPG, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm like, now I get why people like doing this. So I'd like to do that. I also think anything we can do with like heist mechanics would be really fun. Like if there was ever something like, you have to get in and get out and do this job, and like knowing us will probably be like super conspicuous about it and gum everything up, but that could be a lot of fun as well. As far as stuff that I don't want to see in game, like I don't tend to love all combat all the time in games. I like when there's opportunities for the characters to solve their problems through other means, or have like time to just do RP one-on-one or in small groups or things like that. That's the main big like non-lines and veils related thing that I can think of that I would like to see or not see.
Yeah, so plenty of melees and brawls, and throw in a heist or two, but still have time to do non-combat stuff. Okay, cool. Michael, same questions.
I think the not would probably be the easier one. Not Chuck E. Cheese, and I could explain that more with you, Raven, off stream.
Okay.
But yeah.
That is an interesting answer. I'm very looking forward to
I will
about
explain
that.
it more off stream. It's I'm kind of making it out of context, not make that much sense, so no one uses it against me. That any kind of situations, but
No worries.
yeah. For what I would like to see is like very much of trying to have silliness of Fist of the North Star. Like that's kind of the concept I built with this character. And I think I will help with Anna in that probably my character will have to at one point have to fight off on a duel against each other at one point. But mostly like the one thing kind of like I have is that at least one character I end up having like a friendship or something with my character, like, oh, well, I don't think that's the best idea, but I will do it because I trust you. And that probably will get betrayed in somehow, but who knows? And the other thing is very much along the hero's journey of gaining a thing to fight a foe that destroyed your village. I'd like to see that.
Okay. Awesome. All right, and then last but not least, I see historian. Same questions.
All right. So I think for me, I'm very, very new to this. So I'm very much in the like, I'm looking to gain the experience. I'm looking to meet and interact with the cast. This is sort of very much outside of my comfort zone, even though you would think it would have a lot of analogies to what I do for a living, but it is very much outside my comfort zone. So I'm looking for that for like me personally. I want to grow in my skills. I want to learn something new. I think in terms of the story, I'm pretty open. I don't. I like something that is a little bit lighter. I think that's where I'm at personally. I think that's where my fun needs to be right now. I think that's where the world is.
Yeah.
I do think that that's like kind of what I would need. Normally I do, as we were talking before stream, like I love dark, heavy, cosmic horror. Everyone dies in the end. Like I do dig that, but I think right now, I need a little silver lining. But I don't really have anything that I'm like not particularly interested in. I'm interested in playing this character in sort of conjunction with the different character concepts that have been discussed. I think it's going to be very interesting. And I'm excited for that. Yeah, and I'm pumped to be able to work with everyone. This is very exciting.
Awesome. And then is there any particular like trope that that you'd rather not see, or type of encounter that you'd rather not have as much of? Anything like that?
Oh
No is
man.
an okay answer too.
I'm not always the biggest fan of like layered double crosses. Like you watch like the action movie and like the two characters are on the rooftop and it's like, but haha, I was, Lombardo the whole time. But then I was also like Mr. X. But then I was also the cleaning lady. And I'm like, can I get out of this movie? Like, I don't want to be like, okay, I don't care who you are. Like, can we knock the building down? Will that get me out of here faster? So that kind of thing is not really my jam, but I love the humor that a Borderlands setting allows for us, but I love the tongue-in-cheek that a Borderlands setting allows us, and I think that there are a lot of tropes in that world that I kind of like. I kind of like the idea of people living in a post-apocalyptic world, but are trying to like recreate the trappings of life before, but badly. Like I imagine Lula May having a couch that is this like very prissy, tufted couch, but it's made out of like scrap metal and skag leather that she's like pieced together, and it looks like garbage. Like that kind of a thing is something that I do dig.
Okay, very cool. So I just saw Parlin's comment. Not a fan of double crosses. Raven fiercely crossing out character ideas.
I mean, a couple double crosses is okay, but when it's like an inception of double crosses to the point where like I don't know who I am anymore and I'm confused about my address and social security number, like that, at that point I kind of need to step back.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be enough time of peaceful, just chill things happening in this campaign for me to even plan out something that complicated. So I think we're good. If last season was any indication. Okay, cool. So that gives me a good idea of kind of what you all would like to see in the campaign. I can plan around or plan some of these things into what we're gonna do, and then some things that you'd rather not see. So I can make sure I leave those out, and then we'll do. I cannot remember if I got the Lines and Veils sheet up in Discord before I left on my vacation. But if it's not there, I'll make sure it's there by the end of the day. We can talk about that stuff off camera if you need to. But we'll definitely have Lines and Veils one way or another. So if there's anything like you really don't want to see because of that type of thing, we'll cover that off camera. So let me give you kind of the rundown of where we're at. Kind of in the world of Calamity right now. I think I had summary. Here we go. Just looking at my notes here. So I'll recount the summary. Well, I clicked on it, and then it didn't go to what I said. There we go. I'll give you the summary, and then if you have character questions, this might answer some of them. So once I finish with the summary, we'll go through and make sure your characters are ready to go, answer any mechanic questions about the system, things like that. So some background on the setting. It is very similar to, but legally distinct from Borderlands 2. So you're on the planet of Calamity, and it's previously been run by some large corporations. One of those being Barks, also Dashing Dan, his company Danco Incorporated was another big one. There's a few other fairly large corporations that kind of had controlling interest in the planet. But over the last, say, several months, all of these bandits and outlaws that sort of just are scattered all over Calamity, a large percentage of them have come under this new banner, and they're working together, which is not something that they used to do very well. And that is the Church of the Sleeveless Way, which, for those who saw Season 1, was started by Zan's character Merc. And they've kind of become a little bit zealous. They're running around burning down corporation buildings. Suits and ties and things like that are targeted for sure. And so a lot of the corporate world on Calamity has been hit pretty hard. Headquarters, office buildings, things like that have been burned down. And as a result, there's a bit of a power vacuum. And Dashing Dan, CEO of Danco Incorporated, has come in and sort of scooped up and bought up a lot of those assets, as these other corporations have had to essentially flee. And since Danco makes a lot of high-tech armored fences, weapons, and things like that, they've done a pretty decent job of keeping their stuff safe. So at this point, most of Calamity is owned by Danco, and they're kind of controlling the economy, so they force the locals to work for them, searching for these treasure vaults, of which the previous party found one of them. So that's kind of how things are on Calamity right now. Most every shop, vending machine is going to be part of Danco. There's a few Barks shops and things like that, and a couple of mom and pop places here and there. But most of it's going to be, Danco everywhere you look. That's pretty much what the setting is like right now. All of you are coming together for to hunt the vaults. You're trying to find these treasure vaults that have kind of become infamous on the planet because they're full of treasure and weapons and really cool stuff. So that's kind of what's brought you all here, but that doesn't necessarily have to be what your quest continues to be. It's just sort of like the why are you all together in one spot purpose of starting the game. But you can also have different personal motivations for wanting to do that. It could be to maybe save your family from having to work for Danco, or revenge for something, or you just want to be famous. It can be anything really. And then once you all get together and get started, you could decide to do something different as well. Totally up to you. But that's kind of where we're starting. So with that in mind, does anybody have questions on their character, either mechanically or how their character fits into this world?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can my character try? I know that they pretty much have to work for Danco, but can they try to save up so they don't have to, or be kind of more independent, kind of quietly without?
And your character doesn't necessarily have to start out working for Danco. It's just most of the locals do. So if you're not necessarily wanting to work for them, that's an option. But if your character already is, then that'd be a fantastic motivation for looking for these vaults, is sort of like buying out your own freelance contract or whatever with the corporation, where they make you sign up with all the fine print and stuff. You could be trying to do that, or save up enough to just go to the other side of the galaxy or something like that.
Yeah, maybe to go to the other side of the galaxy to some non-corporate place.
Cool. Other questions?
I'm a little curious about mechanical thing, both literal and metaphorical. What exactly is the difference between mechanical engineering and tech engineering?
It's a fantastic question. So tech engineering is going to have more to do with computers and electronics, whereas mechanical engineering is going to be more physical machines.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
a lot
I've found the easiest way to think about it is one is software, the other is hardware.
yeah, it's a good way to look at it. And a lot of times you may need both to do something. So, like for example, if you wanted to repair a car, you might need to know some tech engineering to do the car's computer, but you'd probably need mostly mechanical engineering to repair the engine itself.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I've got a cat hair stuck on the tip of my nose, and it is driving me crazy. There we go.
Every second of my entire life.
Right. Any other questions? Also, does everybody sort of have their character completely built, or are you still working on some stuff?
You first.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm still working on some stuff. This is like all new to me.
No worries. And if you have any questions on points or what does what, feel free to just let me know, and I'll certainly those.
Something that kind of was in there on that kind of vaguely, like I think that was purposely because so that they could fit whatever the GM wish. Like, how would you say for like getting a certain equipment or such would be? Like, would we say that we have to search for that out, or do we just simply ask an NPC or purchase?
Yeah. So the system has a lot of very, very basic, mostly fantasy themed items, and that's sort of the template that you can work off of. But if you have stuff that you want that does like a specific function, like it's a magical item, for example, or maybe it does this really cool, special, awesome thing because it's a tech item. Just let me know kind of what you're wanting to do, and then I can let you know if it's readily available, or if it's not going to be readily available, I can have you some rolls to see if you can find it.
Kind of going off of that, I'm not really playing a character that would be using this per se, but kind of how does magic work in this world? What's its function, and like what are the limits of what it can do? Because like I also haven't really extensively played that in the game that we're legally distinct from either. So I'm like, it makes sparkles shoot out of your hands, but like what does it do?
Gotcha. Yeah, so in this legally distinct world, there is a substance called liridium, which can cause magical effects. And there are, much like in the way that some people have the Force in Star Wars and some people are not able to access it, it's kind of the same thing here. Those who can access that sort of magical power just on their own, unaugmented by anything, are pretty rare. But unlike, say, Borderlands, the video game, there's lots of different types of magic that you can use in this game. And it's basically, if you look in the I think it's chapter 6 in Fundamentals rulebook, there's different styles or schools of magic that you can use. And you'll start with one. So if you've made a character that has access to that, then you'll choose one style at level 1. And that's kind of what you can do. And a lot of those are elemental, but there's also like a kinetic style, which is sort of like a melee combat style of magic. Think like Dragon Ball Z type stuff. Yeah, Michael.
Just because it's within the same subject. Now, I've gone with life magic for my character because I'm thinking it's very much abusing key points on a person. With like you also be allowed for just like when that being the two to be connected, or would I have to figure out another way to do that? Because I am thinking this very much like Fist of the North Star. The magic is not roughly the what's happening, but the effect something does.
Gotcha. So yeah, with that, kinetic is more focused on like damage and protection, whereas life magic is focused on healing. So I'd say they probably would be distinct from one another. But you could go into life magic at the very beginning, and then just have all of your combat stuff focused on punches and kicks and things like that. And then at level 10, there is an asset that you can take which allows you to use two styles of magic, and you can actually combine the two in your spells and things like that. So that's probably the route I would go. Is maybe start with life magic if you're wanting to focus on the healing aspect more, and then at level 10 take kinetic magic, and that way you can start doing more beefy combat moves with it. Yeah, that's basically how magic works. I think Pat, we talked about you're doing kinetic first, and then gonna go into summoning at level 10.
I think so, yeah. So it's
Okay.
from last season, in terms of like what we were moving over from last season. Wesley was a spooky playbook for Monster of the Week. So his magic use was essentially like he could phase through like doors and walls and stuff. And the way I flavored how he always had armor from that playbook was that he could then like kind of harden his skin. So it was kind of like density manipulation stuff. So Raven and I thought it'd be cool to move that over into kinetic magic. And then he also always used magic to like summon terrible creatures into battle. So it's kind of what happened between seasons for him. I figured his magic is kind of artificial. Like some corporations like were working on a way to artificially make magic people. So I assumed somebody grabbed him in the off season, decided that shit was kind of ruining the planet with the things that he was summoning, and at least blocked that off for the time being. And I'll get it later.
Like the golden turducken.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Or the meatball that for some reason I made feel pain after
Oh
we
God, I
we
forgot
summoned
about
it
that.
specifically to distract some crocodiles.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
I'm sorry I used the plot points to help that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. There
was
was
great.
and there was the giant snake made of torn off sleeves from people too.
Yep.
Yes,
Sleep
there was
monster.
that was the kind of wacky bullshit that I pulled on Raven all of last season.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? And does everybody feel like their characters at a point where they could probably start some of the gameplay?
Yeah, so how many I know with version 1.5 we were going either starting with 2 flaws, 2 virtues, or two challenges, 2 virtues, and or 3 challenges, 3 virtues. Is that the same way this, or is it 2 of each? And can they overlap?
So I think the official rules now, it's just 2 at level 1, but if you want to take 3, as long as they balance, so you have
Okay.
the same number of assets as you do challenges, I'm good with it.
Okay.
Um,
And as
and-
far as like
What do you mean
overlapping, yeah. Like
Um,
engineer tech, engineer mech.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check on that. Cool.
Cool. And then, I see, historian, did you have a question?
I did. So I am not caught up with season 1 because I'm a bad kid that didn't do their homework in a cruel
No
cruel
worries.
twist of irony. So what I had imagined, and I want you to tell me if this is like an option, is that Lula May has gone straight after like being kind of a underground gun modder, and she's opened her lemonade shop and like is kind of put out there as like this, like, oh look what we can do. She's been like re-educated, but we're not going to think about it that way because that's dark and scary and sad and it's not funny, like that thing that we're legally distinct from. So but like I imagine that she's like kind of on posters like Lula May's lemonade, like come get it. But like if she hits a button to like show off her gun modifications, like the sign changes from her holding a tray of lemonade to her like holding a like jacked out like sniper rifle with like 15 scopes on it, and like is that like an option? Would that be something that would be okay?
Absolutely.
Fabulous. Great.
In general, I am this way, but especially in this campaign, rule of cool will win almost every time. If it's cool, I'm probably gonna allow it.
Oh, I figure where I was like late to the Hunters of Calamity party. I did not want to mess up the buffet table, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And this is gonna be, there's a lot that's gonna tie in from the first season, but you absolutely do not need to know what happened last time in order to be on with it here.
Like I imagine her like secretly like funneling like really high-end modifications to like those who are sort of fighting against the corporate takeover.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep, and messing things up is a feature in this campaign.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah. And it looks like we're already at, let's see here, 5 retweets and 2 quote tweets. So, let's pop a D6 in there. All of you. So, the cast currently has 1 D6 that you can add to any roll. And that's not 1 per cast member, that is a combined pool. So do use them wisely. But get to a point where you're not quite meeting a DC, or you really want it to succeed, you can throw that D6 onto your roll and hopefully improve your total significantly. Hopefully it's not just a 1. All right. Well, I think that's enough information for me. And we've got some decent world building in there as far as what's happening on Calamity, how you all relate to that. Does anyone feel like they have more questions or need to do anything before we introduce you all into the world? Some roleplay here.
When we do the introductions, do you want us to read off our bios or just go straight into gameplay?
I'll just hop right into gameplay. I think we've got a decent idea of what everybody's characters are like. All right. Then I'm going to have you all show up at the same time to the town of Haven on Calamity. It's one of the few spaceports where intergalactic travel can come into the planet. Now, I know some of you are from here, so show of hands, who all is coming here from their homes on the planet? Go ahead and raise your hand. Got everybody. Okay, everybody's from Calamity.
Okay, so we're from Calamity, is what you're saying.
Oh, that was what I was asking. If you're from here,
okay, I
from
wasn't clear.
Gotcha. So yeah, it looks like everybody's actually from here. So, somebody give me a reason you might show up into town.
Well, I already have one for why my character is.
Okay.
My character she is after either one of 2 people, like just information on, either the person who smells sunflower seeds or drowsy Maggie.
Okay. Let's say that heard a rumor that somebody that was really into sunflower seeds was hanging out at. Oh goodness! Does anybody remember what that bar name was from the first episode of last season?
Oh god.
I remember what he looks like and everything. I just can't remember what name I gave it.
Well, I think you need a new name because didn't it go up in flames?
It might have. It's very fun. We're gonna call this new one Foxy's Bar then. So it's under new management. So yeah, you heard a rumor that somebody that was really into sunflower seeds was hanging out at that bar. As for everybody else, feel free to come up with your own reason for being here. But one that I'll throw out is that there's a sort of traveling company that's come through town that are recruiting these treasure vault hunters, and supposedly they give you training and equipment and maps and things like that. They're supposed to be giving a presentation at Foxy's Bar.
I think that maybe Saoirse is coming into the town because she is looking out for some new strange things to add to her like weird gauntlet modification things that are always just like on her hands. And this is like the equivalent of like, this is a pretty small character. So it would be the equivalent of just like boxing gloves the size of those jumbo like Folger coffee cans things that are always just like clanging around, made out of like bits of junk and wires that probably aren't connected to things that they should be. So I think she's like coming to either scrounge or buy whatever little weird trinkets she can add to those gauntlets.
Okay.
I think
fantastic.
Lula May's. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I think Lula May's lemonade, as a way to sort of like show off her rehabilitation, coming back to the moral fold, through the incredible altruism of Danco. I think Lula May's lemonade has secured a sponsorship with this vault hunting company, and so Lula May has been contracted to come to and actually show off Lula May's lemonade in the flesh. So this character she looks kind of like, it's a very hyper local thing. I don't know where anyone is from, but like Narragansett beer has these like Gansett girls, and they're these like 1950s like advertisements where it's like kind of like Rosie the Riveter pin-up-y, but obviously it's like safe for work. And that's kind of like her whole getup. She's got like a cute bandana in her hair, like a yellow sleeveless dress. You know, we gotta like not upset the locals, and it's all been focus tested. And she has a frilly apron, but when she turns it around to do her gun modifications, it's actually a utilikilt, like the front of a utilikilt. So it's all pockets with all of her Tinker's tools, but like on the front, it's like her apron, and she's there passing out samples of Lula May's lemonade, but really is like funneling on aftermarket gun modifications to vault hunters to overthrow Danco.
That's amazing. I love it.
Remember how I said I didn't like double crosses?
Mm-hmm.
Like 8 seconds ago?
Yeah. As long as you're the only one doing the double crossing, right? All right. So we know why Amanda and I'm sorry, Anna. Say your character's name again. How do you pronounce that?
Saoirse.
Saoirse. Okay. So we know Saoirse, Amanda, and Lula May. Know your motivations for being here at Foxy's. How about Wesley?
So I had an idea. Zan, you said you you're an employee of the cult at this point. Because it's Wesley kind of disappeared from the cult for a while. He had a big religious dilemma as to whether his sleeve tattoos counted as sleeves, and wandered off into the mountains to consider that, and is now returning like past withdrawals and hangover time because he's sobered up. I could see him, if you need like escort into this town, like he could have been put as part of your security detail to make sure that I don't know what you need in the town, but if you're going there for something.
Okay, so you think that Wesley would be escort? Because I was kind of I was toying with the idea that I had been sent to get you.
I like that too. Like, you all assume I just went off on a bender when I've
Yeah.
been out sobering up instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so
yeah, go ahead.
I think me in town then is just nursing myself back to health with like coffee and trying to find a quiet space to like hide away and avoid the cult for as long as possible. And I think there were a good number of warrants on us from this town, so I figured it was a safe place to hide.
Just like 3
Yeah.
each.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think while I'm in town, so I had a little bit kind of toying around with, but I think that little detail we just worked out will figure it out the rest of the way. I think I applied to join the Church of the Sleeveless Way just as a mechanic. Like, this is a great idea. I've got all this training. I'll make an excellent mechanic. And for some reason, they put me in the fucking field. This is not what I signed up for. And so my assignment was to find Wesley and bring him back. But he's not a machine, so I don't really understand what the fuck is going on here. So I think that's I don't know if Jebediah has met Wesley yet at this point or not. What do you think?
Let's go with not. Well, that'll be fun.
Okay.
Cool.
And then Nikki, what was your character's name again?
I didn't give you her name. Her name's MJ.
Okay. Okay.
And I think she would be coming to look at the presentation, but she kind of is dressed in like just plain clothes and hanging near the back just to see what's going on, how she can make the easiest way to do this,
Okay.
to try to get a job with these people.
Fantastic. That makes sense. Then I'm going to start off our scene here with all of you for your various motivations and reasons. You have showed up at Foxy's bar, and the proprietor is not presently there, but there is per some plot points that were redeemed earlier, there is a very shady-looking fellow and sort of this like hooded cloak type outfit that's standing behind the bar. And as any of you approach him, he will just go, "What are you buying?" And then we'll
Does
remember
anyone-
that it's happy hour and that they're giving away free shots as a promotion, but it's only free shots of this really particular local brand of tequila, which has the logo is like a gas can, and it's called Merck's Tequila.
Would anyone else like to go first? Because if not, I got something in mind.
Oh, by all means, go for it.
I am not buying much. Why are you asking me that?
Well, I needed to know what you're buying, because then I know what to give you. But so, are you buying a drink, or you want to take advantage of a free promotion?
What is this free promotion? I have no information on it, what it is promoting.
Oh right, I forget. Not everybody can read. So it's
Was
called
there a
Merc
sign?
Tequila. There is a sign, but it's the quality of the sign is such that everybody would probably have trouble reading it. Um, it's like a piece of sheet metal. It's not even perfectly rectangle. It's got like torn edges where it's been ripped off of something and then painted over. Um, and yeah, it's just a picture. It's like a moonshine jug with gasoline can sort of on it as the logo, and it just says Merck's Tequila. Free shots between the hours of noon and 2. We'll say it's currently like 12:30 in the afternoon.
So are
It's
we
like, yeah,
talking?
you get free shots of this.
Are we talking like unlimited free shots between the hours of noon and 2, or is it just like one per customer kind of thing? Because this isn't exactly the most high class swill there is, but I'll take it if it's free.
Yeah, it's
I am more confused why you wish to shoot me. That sounds unfortunate.
no, not like a gunshot. Like it's like a shot of alcohol. And I don't know why he went from Australia to New Jersey, but he did. Um, so it's like,
I
hey,
have not tried.
A shot of alcohol, and it'll get you drunk. And yeah, it's as many as you want, though. Probably only gonna have about 2 before you pass out.
I
All
have
right, then,
never.
my friend, let's do it.
I
Alright.
will take one and stick with this new person that seems to understand these shots better than me.
I think Lula Mays like comes over and as they get their shots, she's got a tray of like glasses of her famous lemonade, and like there's a poster of her like in the like lemon print sundress with the frilly apron, and she looks just like the poster. Like it just like that with like the it goes great with gasoline. Goes wonderful with lemonade, tequila lemonade, and she gives everyone a sample of lemonade and like a big smile.
Amanda holds one of that and is very confused. So just like
Lula puts the tray down and like goes to Amanda. Oh, sugar, sweetheart, I don't know where you're from, but we put them together, okay? So she takes the cup, like very much like a mom, right? Like, sweetie, this is what we do, okay, Shug? So you see the lemonade and you see this stuff right here, that will strip paint off of your truck, okay? So we need to dilute that, or else your insides will come outside real fast. And we don't want that, sweetheart. You look real cute today. We just do not want to have that now, do we? She pours the shot into the thing and hands it back to Amanda, and like sort of like smooths like her collar, like, and goes back to giving the rest of the people like passing lemonade out and whatnot.
The bartender just looks at you like, hey, that's my job, but also seems a little bit intimidated. So, like, if it was anybody else, he probably would have said something, but instead he just sort of like awkwardly hands you a cocktail shaker to mix these drinks.
Lula smiles and says, "Thank you, Dale. Love the get up today. Very, very festive. I'm sure the presentation will go great." And she like goes off and like is like doing the same thing like with the other people.
He just sort of looks at him and goes, well, it is a new cloak.
So I'm supposed to drink this then?
Bottoms up, my friend, to your health.
Ah, yes, for health.
Yes, for health.
MJ is just watching you all like you're crazy and looking at her drink, trying to figure out what it's going to taste like, if it's going to be good, or if it's going to be the worst thing ever because it was free.
So I will tell you, everybody who takes this quote unquote tequila and smells it smells like straight up gasoline.
Yeah, but it's free. I mean, like, I've made the best parts of my gauntlets out of stuff that I pulled out of the trash, so you can't just let it go past me by without trying it.
All right.
And what's the lemonade smell like? Good, at least?
This is like porch, your grandma's best cookout, like lemonade. Like, this is high quality. Like, it is the drop of joy in this like garbage situation lemonade. Like, it brings almost a tear to your eye, like lemonade.
Okay, MJ is going to try the lemonade and kind of look at the gasoline smelling drink suspiciously because it smells like gasoline.
Lula May is gonna put
Alright.
put it like go do one of the things like, sweetheart, I'll tell you, put them both together, takes the edge right off, like a hot day. It's gonna get real hot in here. Talking about vault hunting, you're gonna need to get some energy up. And she's just like swirling around the room, like, you know, as if she's like hosting it.
Well, if this is horrible, you're going to owe me for the drink.
She laughs. She's like, first one's always on me, sugar. They always come back for more. How are you? She's like turning around to people like, nice to see you.
We've got a lemonade dealer in the bar here. Real quick, thank you so much to Chromatic Chimera for that raid. Welcome in. We're in our session 0 here, so we've gone over our world building stuff. We're just now starting to hop into some of the games. So welcome and enjoy. This is going to be a wild ride. All right. And then for Wesley and Jebediah, do either and or both of you take this Merck's tequila and lemonade?
Wesley very definitely does not try to take this tequila. He's up at the bar with like sunglasses, like classic hungover sunglasses, and just like, do you have coffee, like eggs? Do you have greasy eggs, anything like that?
We don't really have prepared food here, but I can get coffee. And he just points to another sheet metal sign, which the crudely painted picture of a cup of coffee and a price tag on it, which you just have on you.
Yes.
You have enough money. Like, we don't have fried things, but I've got some pickled eggs here. And he pulls out this giant, like, the most huge Costco size jar, like you'd put pickles in. And it's just filled with that, like, slightly red liquid, colored liquid, and shelled boiled eggs.
I gag a little bit. Is there anything floating in there with the eggs? Like, how clean is this jug?
Oh, it looks like, a good food, I guess you could call it.
For Calamity, it's probably good.
Yeah. It's got probably like some mustard seeds in there, like maybe some little sprigs of dill that's still floating around in there, but nothing in there that isn't food.
Yeah, sure, please, soon. So, ma'am, does electrolytes? Does the lemonade have electrolytes?
Lula May is gonna turn around and be like, oh, sweetheart, you look like you were rode hard and put up wet. I'm gonna give you 2, okay? And she's gonna lean over. She's gonna point to the thing of eggs. She's gonna go, sweet pea. What you need to replace some of the salts that you have lost from your night. We're not gonna ask questions. I'm a good lady. I don't dare judge. But if you want to be in tip-top shape for this employment opportunity, you are gonna need to shape up, my friend. And she's gonna go to the bartender that she has named Dale, whether or not that's his actual name, and say, Dale, can you get me just a little bit of the liquid in that jar with those eggs? I think my new friend here needs a little bit of that pickling salt.
He sort of grunts and like, and pulls out like that small mason jar, dips it into the egg jar because it's that big. Has no problem just reaching his whole hand in there, scoops some of it out, and hands the liquid to you. And it smells like vinegar and a little bit of dill and red die number 5.
Do I drink this whole mason jar? Is that? Yeah.
Now, sweetheart, I don't know, exactly sort of what state you're in, but if you would like to keep everything staying inside of you, I recommend you mix just a little bit of this with a little bit of lemonade. And that'll go right down. I mean, certainly, not any worse than anything that has made its way up this morning. And then she's going to pat him on the shoulder and go back to working the room.
He'll
right.
down one of the things of lemonade you gave him, drink the whole mason jar of vinegar, and then the other lemonade.
Oh, goodness.
You've got a very trustworthy face, and Wesley is easily suggestible.
That's true. And then last but not least, Zahan, Jebediah, is he getting any of this?
Yeah, Jebediah is going to. I think this is probably around the time as Wesley is drinking that unholy abomination in front of him. I think this is around the time that Jebediah walks in, and he's a young man trying not to look so young. It looks like he's smeared like oil and grease and stuff on his face a little bit to kind of obscure the fact that the best he can grow is peach fuzz. Still fairly short, probably still got another growth spurt in him. Wearing like ridiculously oversized coveralls and like kind of workman shirt that's had the sleeves ripped off, of course. And he like you see him kind of like look at the like take out a piece of paper and like unfold it, and there's a really very, very badly drawn sketch of Wesley on it, with looking for just number 4 written on it. Just gonna look at it for a second, hold it up, and hold it down, and hold it up, kind of make sure that is in fact Wesley. And then he's gonna fold it back up and walk over and go, hey, mister, I think I'm looking for you. Are you Wesley?
Oh God, am I in a school?
No, not at all. Why would you ask?
Who? What do you, why? What are you?
I'm a new acolyte of the Sleeveless Way. And I was sent to come out and look for you. Assuming you're Wesley. You look like Wesley?
Is this some kind of like youth program I'm not aware about? Is this like an internship?
It's kind of an internship, yeah. But not like, kinda. You're the guy that talks to brownies, right?
I don't do that kind of thing anymore, but I am Wesley.
Oh, cool.
For clarification, Raven, is Brownie around, or is that gone for now?
So I think how that's gonna work is when you're sober, Ted Jr. and Ed Brownie will not be haunting you.
Okay, perfect.
Real quick, what does that mean?
That's a good question. It's a fair question.
So part of the spooky playbook and Monster of the Week, I took some things that wound up making me haunted and see things, which included a legally distinct from Gingy from Shrek little brownie friend, and the ghost of a raider that I killed early in the campaign that essentially stuck around all season and heckled me like the 2 old Muppet men.
Pretty much. So yeah, currently you're not seeing Brownie and Ted Jr.
Thank goodness.
Right. So, or was it Ted that was haunting you, and then Ted Jr. was the driver? Is that
Ted Jr. was the driver. Ted
okay.
Sr. was the cannibal that still tried to guilt me for killing him after he wanted to eat us.
Right. That's right. Okay. So yeah, Ted and Brownie are not currently haunting you.
Man, I forgot about all the cannibalism we did. That was a lot. That was a solid few episodes of cannibalism.
It was a lot. All right, so what I'm gonna need is everyone who drank Merck's tequila, and Wesley, because you drank lemonade, pickling juice, and then lemonade, to do a physical fortitude roll to see how well you're holding this. Hey, Grant. They do have whiskey there, but it's not free. So physical fortitude will be under your skills, and it's towards the bottom. It's right above sight and right below nimbleness.
Got a 14 on that one for Saoirse.
Okay.
13?
Also a 14 here.
14.
I don't remember if that's good or not.
So for fundamental RPG, the DCs pretty much start at 15 as an easy task. So yeah, definitely Amanda, Wesley, and Saoirse are, or not Wesley, sorry. Amanda and Saoirse are definitely already starting to feel kind of tipsy. It kicks like a mule, and it burns going down even when it's diluted.
Oh, they say you should try everything once. I think that's gonna do it. This
Is
time.
it supposed to burn you?
Not this much. Not like this. Not like
Oh,
this.
okay. So it's very much like when you get punched in the abdomen with a knife.
And she's just at this point kind of like, like jumping up and down, trying to like make it go away.
I would
That
think
point,
like Amanda is just like very kind of like scientist, like this is very interesting, like and very kind of like they are more confused than anything else about this new experience.
Perfect. And Dale, the bartender, looks at you both and kind of goes, and see, this is why we have to give it away. Wesley, with a 14, you're not exactly like growing up, but feel very queasy. You realize that you have made a mistake in drinking all of that so quickly and in that order.
That lemonade woman, she misled me.
Your head feels a little better, but your stomach is angry.
Okay.
And then for MJ and Jebediah, did either of you drink the Merck's tequila?
MJ did not.
Okay. You're both able to see everybody else's reactions, and you probably feel like you've made the wise decision. So you're okay, but Saoirse and Amanda, yeah, you're definitely tipsy. If you continue drinking this, you are going to get just absolutely smashed. So keep that in mind, but you're welcome to keep ordering more if you want. Wesley, you're feeling kind of queasy, but your head's feeling a little bit better. And then Lula May, do you have any of Merck's tequila, or are you just sort of working on lemonade or not drinking anything at all?
Now, a lady never imbibes while taking care of a professional obligation. And she also knows that Dale mixed up bathtub tequila with bath water tequila.
You're not wrong.
Like, bless
right.
his heart, right, y'all? Bless his heart. He is a doll. But sometimes, you know, when you tell him something, he needs to learn to write it down. And this is one of those times he did not write it down.
Perfect. And about that time, as you're all either recovering from your decisions or realizing that you've made a good decision, there's a tall, slender man that walks up onto what passes as a stage at this bar. You can tell that it's probably a lot of karaoke, really bad karaoke that happens on this stage. But for now, they've sort of made it up into a business presentation platform. Um, so there's a microphone that's got sort of a frayed cable that leads to a very dented and banged up speaker. It sounds very tinny with the sound coming through it. And this tall, slender man is dressed in. It's like if you've ever seen Blues Brothers, it's like that type of suit. Um, it's a black suit with a very skinny black tie. However, this suit and shirt, the jacket and shirt of the suit, have no sleeves. Um, they have not been ripped off, but rather it's been tailored this way. So where the sleeves would start, it's got this nice, nicely stitched cuff, and it looks quite fancy. It's essentially like a suit tank top, and he looks quite fancy. And behind him, you can all see it's not quite a PowerPoint presentation, but there is this sort of like banner behind him, which by our standards would probably be kind of sketchy. But compared to the ripped off sheet metal sign behind Dale, it looks very nice. And it says, Treasure Vault Hunters Academy. And then really, really tiny, right below that, over in the corner, if you squint really hard or you get really close to it, you can see there's a tiny little Danco Incorporated logo, and it says a subsidiary of Danco. And this guy clears his throat, taps on the microphone, and right as he's getting ready to speak, I think is a good time for us to take our break. So we're going to take a 10-minute break, allow everybody to stretch your legs, hydrate, grab some snacks, whatever you need to do. And then we will be back in 10 minutes to find out what this guy has to say. So we'll be right back. And we're back from our break. Welcome back, everybody. So as I mentioned, there was pardon me, a tall, slender man in a very fancy sleeveless suit at the microphone. And he clears his throat, taps the microphone, and goes, "Welcome, everybody. Have I got a deal for you? We've got treasure vault hunting kits here. We've got equipment. We've got all the training you'll need. So who wants to become famous and rich and get a bunch of treasure and get to keep a very generous percentage of that?"
Do you know the man who smells of sunflower seeds?
No, but that guy's breath over there smells like pickles and it's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not looking for pickles. I'm looking for sunflower seeds.
That felt like a shot at me.
No, it was some other guy. This guy looks at the man and goes, "That's a weird request, but I like you. You're different. You think differently. That's important in a treasure vault hunter."
I'm not looking for treasure.
If I go looking for treasure, do I get to keep any of it?
You get to keep a very generous 5% of the treasure that you find when you sign up for, what did I say this was? Treasure Vault Hunters Academy.
Well, why not? Not all of it.
What was that, sorry?
Why 5? Not all of it. What?
Oh,
We're doing the work.
It's all very complicated. He pulls out a notebook and he starts reading off. Like, let's see. There's the 20% equipment fee.
I don't want equipment.
I take that back. What I said about liking you, kid. You ask a lot of annoying questions.
Yeah, where I live isn't even big enough for like 95% of a treasure. I'll take 5%.
I tell you what, you drive a hard bargain, but sold. I will sign you up for 5% of the treasure that you find.
And I think she tries to like take the pen and sign her name on the book, but just totally misses the table thanks to the tequila. And it's just like, why? Why won't it work?
And Amanda says, "Oh, hold on, I'll help you," and grabs your arm and ends up, instead of getting on the piece of paper, ends up writing on him.
I'm ready. I think I need to take a nap, but I'll be ready in a minute. Yeah.
I helped.
Besides, I'm not getting paid enough for this. He takes the writing that's like on the back of his hand and just sort of like smushes it onto the paper so some of the ink transfers over. That's good enough. And sticks it into a folder, sets it aside. All right, you, the kid who asked way too many questions. Do you want to sign up?
Sign up for what?
Well, you see, this is the Treasure Vault Hunters Academy. So we're going to teach you how to find treasure vaults, which, what the hell? Why not? Have been known to have people that smell of sunflower seeds in them.
Okay, I feel like that's a lie, but you got a trusting face.
He does, actually. He does actually have a very trusting face.
And going out to try to reach out to, like, shake their hand, I think by accident they end up punching him in the face.
Okay, let's do let's do a melee attack roll, just to see how close to his face you actually get.
Okay, I think that I have that under Strikes of Light. That misses! No, that's damage. Wrong thing. Okay, does a 16 hit?
I'm gonna say no in this case. He knows that you're a little tipsy, and he's already trying to avoid physical contact with you. So he just ducks out of the way at the last second. Just kind of pats your head very awkwardly Um, and goes, all right, just tell you what, I'll sign for you. What's your name, kid?
Amanda Starr.
All right. Let's see, that's Star. That's is that
It's a line. You got 5 points. You go with a triangle at the top, then you do wide, then under, and then back up, so it connects near the center.
Right, I'm just gonna sign it. The annoying kid who asks all the questions. There we go. Good enough. Sticks it in the
Okay,
folder.
I'm
all
going
right.
to stand over here, and then she walks a little bit shakily over to Shira, and just kind of like is leaning on their probably metal arm. This is nice. This
Hey,
is nice.
it's you. We're gonna be treasure hunters together.
Shh. I'm not really going to be one. Shh.
Okay. I'm gonna be a treasure hunter though. I'm gonna find some sweet stuff and I'm gonna make unstoppable fighting gloves. It's gonna be great.
I love fighting. Oh, I was great at fighting. We should duel sometime.
Yeah. But she's kind of falling asleep a little bit while she's standing up. She's like,
Yeah, this is nice.
While you're doing that, he's continuing with his whole spiel of trying to convince people to sign up. He's like, you'll get your own equipment box with only the top of the line Danco equipment to help you with all your treasure vault hunting needs. You want thrills? We got thrills. You'll fight dire dogs. You'll fight bandits. You'll fight dragons. It's the adventure of a lifetime. Who wants to sign up? And he starts looking at Lula May and Wesley and MJ and Jebediah, sort of expectantly.
So Lula May, seeing that like the shenanigans are causing the room to like cool off a little bit, is going to like in totally 100% not scripted corporate like promotion fashion make like a big deal of like, what's his name?
The guy up on the stage?
Yeah.
Let's call him a good snake oil salesman name. Let's go with Timothy. I am drawing a blank.
Timothy Racket.
Perfect.
Totally a legitimate last name.
Love all of this.
Definitely.
She's gonna like sort of like swirl her like lemon printed dress with her frilly apron that is totally not utilikilt inside out, and with her tray be like, why, Mr. Racket, perhaps we should tell these nice people all of the perks of joining in with the Vault Hunter Academy.
Well, that's that's kind of what I was doing with the whole thrills and the things you get to fight. Hey, maybe fighting's not your thing. Maybe you're not looking through the thrills. You're looking for the other perks. That's an excellent point there, Miss Jessup. Let's see. I mentioned he's going literally through a checklist on a clipboard. I mentioned the riches, the thrills. Oh yeah, fame. You'll be famous. Everybody will know you as the treasure vault hunter that found the first treasure vaults on Calamity. Definitely the first. Not the second. Definitely the first. No other treasure vault's been found before.
Are you sure about that? The organization that I'm part of claims to have found the first treasure vault on Calamity. Are you sure it's not the second?
This is a scam. It's not worth talking to him. This is a scam.
How can you be accredited to teach others if you haven't found one of those cave with treasures in them? Vaults!
So Timothy Rackett first addresses Jebediah and goes, those rumors are completely unsubstantiated, and there's no evidence whatsoever that another vault's been found, or that, a first vault's been found. We just know that there are vaults on the planet. It may or may not have dragons involved with protecting said vaults. But don't believe everything you hear, except for what I say.
Your boss wasn't even there when we killed the dragon.
You killed a dragon?
I mean,
oh my god, you have to come with us on this treasure hunt now.
I think this man here is more credited than you. They got a vault. They found a vault.
I swear, every crowd has a critic.
Yeah, but they didn't find the first one, did they? We're gonna go find the first one.
Are you sure? At least finding a vault means they have more accreditation than someone who found 0. I think 1 is greater than 0, but I may be wrong.
We should all listen to the fancy man in the very nice suit and goggles here in the front row. She said it correctly. You're going to find the first vault. The first vault that matters.
Are you going back to the one that we already found? Is this like a vacation experience now that we killed the dragon?
No, it's definitely gonna be the first, and that is a very good idea. Write that down. Note to self: tourist attraction.
Amanda is going to walk up to, and then slap the actual book thing out. Try to at least slap it out of their hands, and just go, "Where's your accreditation? This one has accreditation. Where's yours?"
Lula May is going to butt in, and she's going to put a very motherly sort of, again, that kind of your aunt at the picnic arm around Amanda, and give her another lemonade and start to leave her way. And she's gonna look over Amanda's head at Tim and be like, "You're losing the room, Tim. You need to get this back together."
When you go to grab it, I would like to do a dodge roll to hopefully avoid, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do opposed nimbleness checks for this. So I'll have you both roll nimbleness, and the higher result will be the winner. As for slapping the book out of that's actually a good point. I'm gonna have Amanda. I'm gonna have you do this with disadvantage, essentially. Roll twice and take the lesser result, because as I recall, you've got unlucky, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I feel like being very, very drunk for the first time ever is going to bring about some bad luck.
Okay, so nimbleness twice?
And take the lower of the 2 rolls. It's a 6.
I love that. I got a 22 and a 6.
Yeah. So the 6 is definitely going to lose against the 12. So Lula May, you succeed in what you're trying to do.
And like a true steel magnolia, right? The arm around her looks very sweet and cuddly and kind, but she has got her in the mom at the zoo with the kid who keeps running away grip of and she just leans over and she goes, "Girl, I'll get you your man with the sunflowers, but you just need to calm down. You understand me? Okay?"
Okay. Though Amanda's legs keep going, but the rest of her body is standing still.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing you just have picked her up just a tiny bit, so the legs are just one after the other in the air.
Yeah. Lula May has a lot riding on the success of her rehabilitation in the eyes of Danco, and is not about to let somebody else get in the way of her re-entry into public life.
That's fantastic. Um, okay. With that, Timothy Rackett clears his throat again, looks at Wesley, and then sort of rolls his eyes and looks over at Jebediah and MJ and says, "How about the two of you? Nice young lad there, and lovely person over there at the bar. Wouldn't you two like fame and fortune and all that type of stuff?"
Unfortunately, I had to sign a non-compete clause. Per joining the Sleeveless Way. I'm kind of just here to find Wesley, and I think I found Wesley, but he's not acting like they said he would act, and I think this is him, but I'm not actually sure. Wesley, this qualifies as a competing business venture, right? Like, you're technically my superior, and I'm supposed to clear these things with you.
No, don't touch this. It's a scam.
Well, there you go.
With that, he looks at his clipboard again and goes, "You said Wesley? Wesley. Oh, yeah. Well, it's time for me to go. You can pick up your equipment boxes here behind the stage, and I'm going to leave now, and absolutely I'm not going to call for security. So have a great day, everybody." And he quickly runs off the stage and out of the building. Under the stage, there are little boxes, though, that say the Treasure Vault Hunting Academy equipment. And there's enough for one of you to, or each of you to have one, if you go pick one up.
MJ is going to pick one up, even though she didn't even talk to the guy. She just kind of watched him run off. Quite amused. Are there extra boxes?
There are, there's just 6.
Oh, okay.
Enough for each of you to have one.
She can't just, like, steal one.
Hey, like, you could just say for, like, you were grabbing one for Amanda that doesn't seem to be able to, and just not tell Amanda about it.
That's fair.
I could. That's true. Just keeping it for safekeeping.
Do any of you open up the boxes to look inside them?
Yeah, Serge is going to go open one up as well.
Okay. So the two of you both find in your boxes. It's like it's like a McDonald's Happy Meal version of an adventure kit type deal. So it's got like a Halloween costume level of quality outfit. It's like a safari outfit, so it's, lots of khaki with little pockets, which you get the feeling if you tugged on the pocket at all, it would rip. And there's even a little safari type hat, but it's plastic, and you're pretty sure would not actually protect you from anything. But there is a map in there, and each map has a different location on Calamity. It's basically just like a big question mark. And the gist of the instructions and the little training pamphlet that's in there is that you should go check this place out and use this patented Danco communication device to radio back to headquarters and let them know if the vault's actually there or not. And there's other things on the map, like near the question mark, like definitely not Cannibal Camp, with a little check mark. Probably not Wild Dog, den, next to a little cave on another spot. Things like that are just all over.
Okay, I got 3 things. 1, she's going to put the hat and the khaki thing on. 2,
Okay.
what's the bag made of? And 3, can the little radio thing be taken apart?
Um, the bag that it all comes in.
Yes.
The bag's actually decent quality. It's like a canvas duffel bag type thing. Um,
So that's something useful at least.
yeah. There's some other little things in there too, like a flashlight, like a multi tool, but it's all again like a kid's toy version of it. It might work for one use on different things. You're in a pitch black room, the flashlight might be bright enough to help you out there, but anywhere else, it's not going to be bright enough to really do much. And the communication device, you could probably take it apart. It does have what looks like some proprietary screws in the casing. So you'd probably need to get like a Danco specific screwdriver, or figure some other way to get those screws out, but it takes a special tool for it. But if you can get around that, you could probably take it apart, or cut it apart or something like that if you really wanted to.
Well, she's silently cursing Danco screws right now. She
Ain't we all?
She just wants to open it up and get whatever she can sell out of it.
And the communicator is also the only thing aside from the bag that looks like it's of any kind of quality. Yeah, that's what everybody's pack has inside of it. Let's see, I'm gonna roll a d6 here. See who gets this particular one.
I like just in the background that Amanda probably is like half asleep, but the legs are still kicking.
Lula May sets her in a booth and goes about packing up like the Lula May's lemonade like promotional materials, and explicitly avoiding looking at how many boxes there are so that she may not have to acknowledge the fact that there are 6 people and there are 6 boxes.
Okay. Well, whenever you or whoever else gets that particular box, the box that was that's there for Lula May, if you look at the map, there's a field with a question mark in the middle of it, and the field has all these little dots, and the little legend next to it says, "Probably gumdrops, definitely not a minefield."
Gumdrops, huh? I kind of like the sound of that. It's really nice of them to have marked all the places that are definitely not dangerous on this map. Sure, we're not going to run into anything bad there. It's really nice.
It's Wesley will point at MJ and just see this. She's smart. She's got the right idea. Grab anything that he left behind that might be valuable, and I'd recommend getting out of here because, kid, we got to work on not saying my name because I think a bunch of Danco goons are like en route to shoot this place up. So I'd grab anything that's not nailed down or looks like a weapon.
What? But you're like one of the prophets, right? Like you're.
Yeah, but they don't work for us. But they're their own thing. They don't like us.
Oh. Okay.
Why don't you hide?
Well, I was, and then this child came into the bar and told everyone who I was.
Well, hide somewhere
Gonna
else so they
grab her
won't
box.
see you.
Oh yeah, I'm grabbing a box and heading towards the door. You've got the right idea.
I will follow Wesley's lead and grab a box.
Yep.
And Lula's gonna grab her box and look over at Dale, thinking that Dale signed her up for the Vault Hunter. And she's gonna kind of look at the box and look at Dale and do one of these.
Just sort of knuckles and a little bit under his breath as you're passing by. Goes, "That's what you get for trying to play bartender when the bartender's in the room."
She turns around. She goes, "Damn it, Dale! Next time, drain the damn bathtub. You nearly killed everybody." She's got a
Only
smoother skirt.
nearly. They're still alive. It's fine.
Cue to a shot of Amanda just upside down, their feet going, but the rest of them slumped into a seat.
See, that one's legs are moving. Voluntarily, I think. Mostly.
She sort of turns and like looks at the rest of the group, noting Amanda and like Saoirse, and is kind of like, and she like sees MJ like picking, like looking at the stuff, and she's like really is like super into that, and she's like, "Do y'all need a place to settle out of public view for a bit?"
That's where I prefer to, so yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
She's gonna look like, and she's gonna look over at she's gonna like kind of like take in Wesley, and she's gonna also take in like Jedediah and realize that he's probably not that much of a threat. She's gonna say to them, "Hope y'all like lemonade."
Is it caffeinated?
You keep
Is
saying
it free?
You keep saying lemonade, but I got the distinct feeling that's not the only thing that you trading in. You know,
She's gonna sit.
nobody's that excited about lemonade.
She's gonna sit Saoirse with a smile that does not reach her eyes. In that, like, she's acknowledging what she's picking up, what Saoirse's putting down. But she says out loud, she says, "Lemonade is currently what I have on offer. If anything else becomes available, I will let you know at first opportunity."
So I guess my question for you is this fresh squeezed or powdered?
Only the best for my customers. Fresh squeezed all the way. Everything I sell is exactly customized in the Lulame way.
Excellent. I think we're going to get along just fine.
And she like looks at Jebediah, and she says, "Well, you're here to be an escort, Shug. I think you best get to escorting."
What?
Gathers everyone. "We're leaving, Sweet Pea. You're about to lose your mark if you don't get going."
Okay. So, Mr. Wesley, are you gonna be coming back with me, or
That's Lula Mays. Has she invited all of us to the safe house, or
Yes,
Okay.
everybody's going.
kid? No, we're gonna lay low for a bit, and then you're gonna tell me why the hell you came for me, and then presumably we'll either kill some Danco people or get away from them, or both. But hiding now until information.
okay. Are we gonna follow the Church of the Sleeveless Way guidebook for a stealthy sneaking?
Oh God, there's a guidebook now.
It's more of a pop-up book.
What are you even talking about, dude?
Just bring
It's
it.
the sleeves of power. They get rid of the power, you see?
Tell you what, pointing at Lulamet, she seems to know. She's gonna be good at staying alive. Do what she does.
So
Say, "Well, Sweet
lemonade.
Pea,
Grab the
that is the
bottle.
best idea you've had all night."
Fantastic. All right. Well, as you all leave the bar, you can see across the street, and it's a pretty wide street. Good old Timothy Rackett talking to a couple people in Danco security uniforms. They don't seem to notice you, at least not yet. And you also spot a very fancy-looking. It's the Treasure Vault Hunters Academy branded Jeep type of vehicle. And it's the type of Jeep that you're not quite sure how well it would do uh, handling actual Jeep type things like off-roading and rock climbing, things like that. But it looks very, very fancy, and it has like the nice leather seats and the sound system and the fancy paint and stuff. And these are still in the ignition.
Saoirse's gonna turn and look at Lula May. Remind me again what percentage of this treasure I signed up for when I put my name on that line.
Little May's gonna say, well, technically it's 5, but here's the thing, darling.
You want to make it 7.5?
Contracts are only as valid as the parties believe that they are.
So none?
Let's
Does
go
the
take a
Jeep have
car.
keys? I
So,
like how you think.
I should also note that this Jeep does sit 6.
Perfect.
Okay. So who wants to do the thieving of the Jeep? Assuming that's what we're doing.
I think if that's out of character, Amanda will probably try to go towards the other guys and distract them while everyone else that's more sober can try to steal it.
I am extremely interested in driving this vehicle.
Fantastic.
MJ going to help if it needs like keys. She's going to look around for keys.
They're in the ignition still.
Yeah.
what
We're all
would
able to-
stealing be in terms of our character sheet?
So basically, just since the keys are in the ignition, all you really have to do is do a blend-in roll to get into the Jeep discreetly, which it's like a Jeep Wrangler type deal. So there's it's got like a soft top which is already rolled down, so just the roll bars you could hop in without having to open anything.
Here's the
Okay.
thing. I am way better at driving than blending in, so I'm gonna try and do that real fast. See what happens.
What would Amanda need to do to kind of like distract so they're all paying attention at them instead of the rest of the group?
How do you want to distract them?
Well, I would think ideally is probably just kind of like going at them and maybe trying to use the pressure points of just hitting someone and like, you see, like I can be very useful at the things.
Okay. Let's do blend in to disguise your poking, or your pressure point thing is poking.
With disadvantage?
No, we'll just use the one unlucky for now.
You didn't need it then!
Not even gonna worry about the next roll because it's not gonna matter. So you're trying to be discreet and like poke at pressure points.
No, she is not.
And try being the operative word there. And instead, in your very drunk brain, you completely misjudge the amount of pressure that you need to apply. And you basically walk up to one of the guards, and instead of poking them in a pressure point, you just clock him in the face. So with that, let's do swiftness for everybody. To see how long this combat's gonna last.
Just out of curiosity, since you said I whacked them, do you want me to roll damage as well?
No, don't worry about it. It's well, and tell you what, yeah, because you're gonna have to fight these guys potentially. So go ahead and roll damage, yeah.
So you said roll. What is it called? Swiftness?
Yes.
I
that
do
will
not see
be-
that on the sheet.
On your
I
character
must be
sheet, it will be
missing.
right below your defenses and right above your attacks.
Aha! Well, that's a 6.
For damage, I did 9, and swiftness, I believe I did 7. So that's not confused.
Fantastic. Six. And Jebediah coming in with a 7. Okay. 2. And 6. Alright, so first is going to be MJ. Now, as you're all contemplating on stealing this vehicle and taking the appropriate steps to do so, MJ, you notice Amanda walk over and just punch one of the guards in the face, or the security guys in the face. It's your turn, and you can go help Amanda, or you can work on the Jeep, or something else if you prefer. What would you like to do here?
I'm going to work on the Jeep.
Okay. So you spotted the keys in the ignition. Now you probably do see Saoirse heading towards the driver's seat, but you're a little bit quicker on your feet here. You could run ahead and hop in the driver's seat instead if you prefer.
I'm going to hop in the driver's seat.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to cross that distance fairly quickly, and the guards are very much so distracted by Amanda. The keys are in the ignition, and I assume you start the car?
Yes.
All right, the car springs to life. Now, are you going to wait for other people to get into the Jeep, or...
After hesitating for a second, yes, I'll wait. I'll kind of wait for them to get in.
Okay.
Hurry up and get in, guys. Let's go.
As you start the car, you get the attention of the couple of security guards that are talking to Timothy Rackett. And Timothy, recognizing the distinct sound of his luxury Jeep, is going to turn around as well. But Amanda is still between them and all of you. So we're going to hop on down to Lula May, who's next. You've seen MJ hop in the driver's seat and start the car. You can see that it's got the attention of the security guys and Timothy. MJ's telling you to hurry up and get in the Jeep. What do you do? That's for you, IC Historian.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of something else.
No worries.
I think Lula May is very, like, she's just sort of like, oh, damn it, I have to do everything around here. So she knows she's going to go and try and help Amanda, but she's going to give MJ an address of the lemonade shop that is on, like, if we're sort of in like the middle of town, like the middle of like the area, like it's not quite in the middle, like it's off like down the street where we are. And she's gonna say, like, you gotta come get me in 5 minutes. I gotta get her. She's no match for Danco security. And she's gonna put on her best, like, hello, I'm your Vitamita Vegemin girl, like, kind of look, and go over with lemonade for the guards and for Tim, and she's gonna go across the street and say, oh my word, oh, you poor darling, oh, and she's gonna like fuss like over Amanda and get, oh gentlemen, I am so sorry. My friend here was plied with some heathen spirit by the most the most horrific bartender, and she unfortunately has succumbed to the effects of this liquid, and she's gonna say
Lemons!
and she's gonna, yes darling, I know, we'll get you back, we're gonna get you have a nice rest. And she's like handing the guys like coupons for like lemonade to be like, we're open tomorrow at 10:30. Oh, you come in, I'll fix you up real good. Oh, please, I am so sorry. I turned around and she just plumb got away from me. And she's gonna like put her arm around Amanda, doing that same like it looks like we're being really nice, but like I am taking my child out of the zoo because this is the third tantrum today. And she's gonna be like, oh, you poor darling, I know, sweet pea, we're gonna take good care of you, you'll be feeling fine, you'll never touch that stuff again. I'll tell you, my dad always told me, if you get that liquor in you, you never know when it's gonna come out.
But you gave me it.
No, sweet pea, I gave you my lemonade. Oh, poor darling.
Yeah, you said
know
to
the
mix it
difference.
with the gasoline.
Too precious for this world she is.
But you told me to
She's
do
like dragging her down the
this.
street.
This
She's
is
like
definitely
dragging,
gonna
like
be-
basically dragging her down the street.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a charm roll to see if these guards are buying it.
Okay. Let's see. Hope it works.
An 11. Given the situation, and the fact that they're very distracted, I'm gonna say it partially works. They believe you for the moment, but you get the distinct feeling that it's not gonna take them long to put two and two together, and so you definitely should not waste any time getting away.
Yeah, like she is basically like got her arm like around supporting Amanda and like booking it, and like she knows exactly where she's going. There's actually like a little like on the block like the lemonade stands over here, but like on this like block that is closer to town, there's actually a very nondescript entrance to the her apartment area in the on the back of the lemonade shop.
Okay.
She's just booking it with Amanda. She goes, girl, I'll tell you, they will string you up. You have to be more careful. You'll never get your sunflower
Strings
sunshine
are
fan or
fun.
anything.
I like strings.
She's like, girl, baby girl, how did I get here? How did I get here?
Okay, so you haven't so much convinced them as you have confused them, but it does give you and Amanda enough time to start moving away. Wesley, you're up next. You've witnessed everything that's just happened. Are you going to hop in the Jeep, help Amanda and Lula May, or do something else?
Oh no, I'm hopping in the Jeep.
All right.
It's actually what I'll do is I will get that Jeep, go to the Jeep, and I'd like to try and dive in the back. Now, do we start out with any weapons? Do I still have any equipment on me at all?
Yeah, everybody should have some basic equipment. You want to have like a regular shotgun?
Yeah, that was.
You can have something like that. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and dive into the back seat and just take cover behind one of the chairs or one of the seats, but have a shotgun aimed that way in case someone comes after the van or the Jeep. Sorry.
All right. Give me a quick sight roll to see if you notice something as you're diving into the Jeep.
Sure don't.
hope you did not notice this thing. Which, speaking of, thank you very much, Michael Wade, for the $8 donation. 3 plot points to say there's a red button on the stick shift, or a turbo button. So this thing has like nitrous. But nobody's noticed it just yet. Next is gonna be Jeb. So your person that you've come here to get, Jebediah, has leapt into the back of the Jeep and is pointing a shotgun direction of the guards. What do you do?
Now, so I have a challenge that's Scaredy Cat, and it
that's a
says
fun one.
it takes a -5 to my awareness roll for the start of combat. Does that apply to the swiftness roll?
It does.
Okay, so is it still my turn? Since I think that puts me at like a 2.
It is not your turn then. No.
Okay, just
Roll
wanted to give you a heads up.
A 2. Yeah, that's gonna put you very, very, very much later.
So I guess I'm like cowering or something.
Yeah. So that'll actually go up to Amanda then.
Amanda, like, their action was, I'm guessing, kind of like as they're kind of like over the shoulder of Lula, is they actually go into like a small little bag they have on them. It's probably just like underneath their jacket. They pull out like these very thorny seeds and then just chucks them out. They're kind of like those like very tacky, very, if you step on them, they hurt needles near their tires and the feet of the guard. Which, if I'm correct on that, that might be either engineering roll, or that would be the standard attack roll.
Sorry. Say it one more time.
Needed, like the very much like seeds that have like points in them that stick to your feet nudge are real painful. They would be thrown out to both the feet of the guards and of the tire of the guard's vehicle. Like just as she's being dragged away, just seats for everybody.
I don't know that they do that much. If they're like the thorny seeds that I'm thinking of, because they are wearing shoes.
I'm just thinking because it's Borderlands, everything has like seeds and everything. Like they have, if they're needle-like, they'll actually do harm, depending on how it is. Like, but it's more kind of like, I would think it's more the magic of life that is how like it's getting thrown. It's not them consciously, which is why I would think it might be an engineer magic. Like it's more the effect of life magic on the seeds rather than the seeds itself. So that they could do harm.
That is an interesting way to do that. Let me just double check something real quick. Because I think there might already be another thing that does that that's different. Yeah, there is. There's a nature style magic that this would more fall under.
So it's not life magic?
No, life magic is more like a cleric type deal. So what I'd probably have you do instead, let's just do a nimbleness roll to see if you can throw them in just the right spots. We'll just play it this way, and I'll say that you've got some like crazy calamity super dangerous version of those seeds, and so they're sharper and longer and might impair some movement.
Okay, that was a 17.
17. Yeah, I'll say that 17's a decent roll. You get the seeds in such a way that it'll either slow them down because they've they step on them, or they're going to have to circumvent them.
I would say slow them down.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit longer to try to get to you. And then are you continuing to move with Lula May towards the Jeep?
Yeah, Lula May is dragging me, so it's like this is just them over the shoulder throwing it out as they're getting pulled away.
Okay. Yeah, that'll slow things down a little bit. And then next we've got yes, Sersha. Your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try and hop in that truck real fast. Because I'm not driving it now, but I want to get out of here.
Alright. Give me a sight roll as you hop in there to see if you notice that little red button.
Sight. Okay. Man, it's a natural 1, so 5.
Oh no.
I'm looking in the opposite direction of where the car is driving or going.
Yeah. Kind of hop in and aren't really paying close attention to.
So where are we going?
Just sort of like face plant into the headrest of the front seat. So it doesn't really hurt, but it's like you can't see anything because your face is just buried in seat cushion.
Oh darn.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
I don't know that there's anything else that I can do besides just wait for us to go. So no.
Next is going to be the Danco folks. Their confusion is kind of worn off at this point. They kind of realize, wait a minute, they're with that group that Timothy was telling us about. But Lula May and Amanda, you've managed to get a good amount of distance away from them already, and as they move to chase you, one of them steps on those seeds and lets out a string of curses as they pull this thing out of their boot. And they're going to take this turn to deal with that and move away from the seeds and try to pursue. With that, it'll be Jebediah's turn.
Cool. So I'm gonna pick myself up off the ground, and look to Wesley to figure out what I should be doing. And Wesley's not gonna be there. So I'm gonna go and run to the truck. So that seems to be where everybody else is going right now.
All right. Roll sight as well as you hop into the Jeep. See if anybody notices this button.
Oh man, there's what's turbo? Nobody knows what turbo is. Sight.
Nope.
Nope. 6.
You're able to get to the Jeep without too much trouble. I imagine you probably end up on top of Wesley and therefore don't notice the button. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yes. Before we drive away, I would like to snag a pamphlet of the Sleeveless Way and throw it on the ground behind me.
All right.
Because I have the calling card challenge.
Fantastic. I love that one. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Okay. You leave it conspicuously on the ground. And that'll bring us back up to the top with MJ. Almost everybody's in the Jeep. We're basically just waiting on Amanda and Lula May, who are almost to the Jeep. And give me a sight roll as well to see if you notice that red button.
Just 1 minute.
No worries. Nope. Didn't notice the button. but you're in a good position to take off as soon as Lulame and Amanda get in the Jeep. Or you can take off early if you want to. It's up to you.
I'm going to wait for them.
All right. The next will be Lulame.
So, seeing that the Jeep hasn't taken off, and seeing that like the Danco reps are like a little bit distracted by the seeds, she is going to like just go book right for the Jeep. And she does say, she's like, now, darling, I do have to say I was not originally entirely supportive of the plan to piss off the people you just punched in the face there with your spiky seeds. But upon, further reflection, I do have to say that was a good idea. Now, I'm going to need you to be real cooperative right now because we're going to go on a nice little ride, okay? Okay. And, like, she's going to get to the Jeep and see Wesley, like, with the shotgun. Does he still have his shotgun pointed?
Oh, yeah. It's like aimed into one of the back seats so that he'd fire through it if he had to.
Yeah, she's gonna look up at him and be like, damn it, will you help me get her in the back of the Jeep? We gotta get the hell out of here. Your bandit trick's gonna have to wait till later. And she's gonna like try and hand off Amanda, like, because she doesn't want Amanda to get hurt. And like she knows that Amanda's like not 100% present with what's going on. And she's like, all right, girl, 1, 2, 3, alley-oop.
I'll catch you.
She's gonna like gently like fold her like into the back of the Jeep and then grab on to one of the bars and like step up on the back and like daintily and ladylike, of course, try and get her way into the back of the Jeep with everybody.
All right. Wesley, it is your turn next, and then Amanda's after that. So this sounds like a group effort. So I think what I'm going to do here, Wesley, would you like to help?
I mean, I guess I'd better.
All right.
This is kind of how I feel whenever Lulame tells me to do something. Like, I don't want to piss her off.
I knew I would like you. I knew it. I said that's face someone I should like.
No, you are not the one. You are not the person I want mad at me. I've got plenty of those.
All right. So what I'd like to do is have Lulame roll might, Wesley roll might, and Amanda roll nimbleness. And I am going to use that last unlucky on this one. Oh! That would have been a nat 20. 12, okay.
Okay, I failed on the nat 20, but got a 12 instead.
So collectively, I think this is the part where like the Benny Hill theme would start playing, because you're like trying to hoist Amanda into the Jeep together, but you're both like lifting at different times, and Amanda just goes ragdoll, completely dead weight, and so it's gonna take you another turn to get everybody into the Jeep. So Amanda's like half hanging off the side. Wesley, you're like got a hold of Amanda's arms, but that's it. And then Lula, you're kind of like behind trying to push.
Yes. She's gonna like make eyes at Saoirse and be like, "Hey, Goggles, help us out here, please."
No, just get in. I got a trick I can do. I got this. I got the trick. See, I can do the yo-yo and I can be the rolling. Just go.
What are you trying to do?
That's Amanda trying to communicate that, yeah, just go on. I'll use my yo-yo and I'll run along with the car.
No, not gonna happen. Sorry. I have to wait till my turn, but I'm gonna try and help you get into the vehicle once again.
It is your turn next.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and help you get into the vehicle. Would that be enough to be considered like everything I could do? The other thing that I want to do is get this car started so that we can get on the road. And I may not be good at noticing things, but I am good at engineering. So I feel like maybe I would at least kind of know where to look to start a car.
Well, you do. The engine is running. MJ did already start
right,
the car.
yeah.
Just double checking. Did my turn get skipped?
No. It's just that
Okay.
your whole turn is basically trying to get into the car and
Thank you.
not succeeding. So Saoirse, if you want to just spend your whole turn focusing on that, I will just kind of let you auto succeed at this.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm just gonna grab Amanda kind of like underneath the armpits and just be like, and then just like lift you up and then plop you behind me on one of the seats.
Perfect. So collectively, you're all able to get into the Jeep on this turn.
All right, let's get out of here.
It would have taken another one, but Saoirse saved the day there.
Can I flip him off as we drive away as a bonus action?
Absolutely. I will say that flipping people off is a free action. So you're able to do that. Jebediah, it would be your turn next. Is there anything else that you wanted to do before the Jeep takes off?
I think now that we're taking off, I think as long as I can drop one of the pamphlets, I'm pretty well good.
Okay. The Danco folks will have a turn as well, but these are security guards here in the nice, quote-unquote, safe, Danco-protected city. So they, of course, have the less aggressive weapons, we'll say. And so you probably hear, like, a thud as a little taser prong, like, embeds in the back of the Jeep, the little metal panel on the back door. But seeing as it's embedded in the Jeep, it's not really doing anything. So MJ, it'll be your turn next. I'm assuming you want to take off at this point.
Yes, I'm just going to give the guys a wave and just take off as fast as I can away.
Okay. To drive, it's going to be mechanical engineering.
But Charles' guys are taking away.
It'll be mechanical engineering skill roll. But driving is relatively easy. So, given the history of this particular setting,
when has that ever been true in this game?
They managed to wreck every single car within like 5 minutes of getting into it. Hey, we're breaking the trend. So with an 18, yeah, you are able to floor it, and it just rips that gun out of the taser gun out of the security guard's hand. So you take off, leaving a dust trail behind you, along with a Church of the Sleeveless Way pamphlet. And you're trailing this taser gun like a string of cans on the back of a just married car.
Iconic.
Yeah. And you're able to make it to Lula May's safe house, this lemonade stand safe house. And I think that's going to be a good spot to wrap up for session 0. But that was a lot of fun. I love all of your characters so far. I'm with Wesley. Lula May is very endearing and at the same time terrifying. So it's gonna be great. I'm very much looking forward to future sessions of this. Before we go on a raid, though, I'm gonna give everybody a chance to say what their favorite part was and where we can find them. Anything else they'd like to share. And we're going to do reverse order from how we started. So we're going to start with Michael. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else that you'd like to share?
My favorite bit would probably have to be everything with Lula May. Just kind of telling anything to Amanda. Like, just I had to try to find extra ways, just so there'd be another way. Of just like, oh, Amanda. Like, it was just like every time, and Lula May just doing their best to like, oh, Amanda, what? I gotta get you out of this mess again. It's why I love the unlucky feature in this game. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna get into trouble. Much like, oh, I got a nat 20, but don't get to keep it. It's like, who has the button? I guess Lemonade.
Speaking of that, I did write down that the Jeep has turbo, so I will remember. So it will continue to have turbo. Somebody just has to notice it first.
Yeah, which is why, like, I love just like, yes, we have a way to survive. We just don't do it. It's always the best thing about this world. It's like, yes, we can do the right thing. We just won't. I'm Michael Wayne. You give me a clip, give me a GIF. For the most part, you can just find me here. Don't really have much else going on this season. But hey, I'm always looking for a game. Maybe one day I'll play with you. Remember, we're all in this together. I'm rooting for you.
Fantastic. Next, we'll hop down to IC Historian. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
I think my favorite. Oh man, I had a lot of things that I really enjoyed about this. I think my favorite is Jebediah being sent to like take in like the hardened, like grizzled person and sort of being like, well, I guess I'm just hanging out with these guys now because I have to tail him. And like it's totally like Wesley is like, all right, I guess now you hang out with me. So that's really fun. I also like this sort of like garbage, like I don't know, like scam job salesperson. I always enjoy the NPCs that float around this channel, either through Raven's creation or Zan's or any of the other GMs. So I always enjoy that. And you can find me here in a week. I am at IC Historian on Twitter, but if you want to talk about education, history education, or anything in that world, that's usually what I'm doing. Other than that, I am here and I'll see you guys next week.
Fantastic. Next, we'll hop over to Anna. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
Oh man, I think my favorite part, since the first two things I was going to pick were already taken, was just that like sort of image of the leaflet of the sleeveless church or the sleeveless cult. Sorry, I'll get that straight eventually. Just sort of fluttering down in the wind as the truck goes roaring away. I'm always here for that kind of stuff in games, and I'm really interested to see where this is going to go. Saoirse wears a sleeveless vest, so she's probably going to be interested in seeing where that goes as well. Other than that, yes, my name is Anna. You can find me at Nymeria941, most of the places on the internet. I also play with Raven over on Encounter Roleplay in the Star Trek Adventures Sword of Kalos series, which is finally coming back this Thursday. So excited for that. I will also be on the channel tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, time zones. For a very special one-shot. We are doing a new series called One Shot Wednesdays, and I'm going to be playing in Fiasco. So if you would like to see me play as the foppish bursar of the ship Millicent Trove Bickleworth, that is where you should be, because that is where I shall be, and I run a very tight ship, I can promise you. So that's what I'm going to be doing this week. Thanks to everybody for watching.
Fantastic. Next we've got Pat. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you want to share?
Ooh, yeah. I don't know if I have a favorite part so much as a favorite, just the vibing of the group. Like the half of the group, like I feel like half of the group is like sort of hardened professional get stuff done, and then the other half so far has been very like, yep, just dive right into this adventure. And I love the dynamic so far. But yeah, I'm Pat. I'm a Tactric on Twitter and Twitch and any place you'd find me online. I think next time you'll find me, I think I'm in Polished Cryptid's channel Saturday night for an Apocalypse World game. I think I'm jumping in this week. And then back here next week. But yeah, definitely watch One Shot Wednesday too. I'm going to be running next week's game. So it's going to be a really fun little series.
Fantastic. That's awesome. And then next we've got Nikki. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part was, I think, when they were at the bar and they like drove off the Danco guy, and he like.
I think you might have muted your microphone there.
And I'm in a game later this week. I just can't remember what day it is without looking at my calendar.
I believe that's the Saturday day game. I am also still getting used to the new schedule, but I can check for you real quick. On Google. I'm pretty sure that's school days. It is. Oh, sorry. It's Friday evening games. Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. School days, which is on the Masks system. It's gonna be an interesting superhero game. Fantastic. And last but not least, we'll up to Zan. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, no, I think I mean it's always hard going last for the favorite part. All the other ones have kind of been taken away, but I think I really enjoyed how brutal the dice were. Man, the dice were for the most part really unkind this session. So I'm liking that, and I'm really liking how detrimental the unlucky feat or the unlucky challenge has been proving for some of our characters. As for where you can find me next, I'll be in Friday night. I'll be in a Curse of Strahd remix on Brambleberry Games channel, and Saturday morning I'll be on Polished Cryptid's channel with a Ravenloft horror game. Pat, are we doing the thing this Friday?
Oh hell yes! I forgot about that. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So I get to plug it this time. Yeah, and over on a really cool guy named Detectrix channel, we're doing a Divinity 2 Original Sin.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing a Divinity playthrough, or like a role play playthrough. Is that it?
I think so. That's what Leland is the mastermind behind all this.
Leland is so hype about it, and
Yes.
I'm really hyped too. But I have no idea what's going on. It just sounds really fun.
Yeah, and I'm brand new to the game, so I'm awash in not understanding anything.
I haven't gotten past chapter 1 yet. It's gonna be a fun time. Yeah, no, it's I think that's about it. Yeah, Polished Cryptid, and there's some other stuff in the works that I might be able to talk about in the future, but for the moment, I gotta kind of keep a little bit of a tight lip on it. Yeah, it was a great time. Thanks so much. This is gonna be a really good season with this game, I think.
So too. Fantastic. My favorite part, all the plot points were great. So the Ecuador throwing in the free shots thing, and Arlen throwing in the Resident Evil 4 merchant guy as the bartender. That was fun. It's always fun to go, what are you buying? So getting to play around with plot points and that, just throwing in quirky dynamics into the game was fun. Yes, Dale. Thank you. I see. And aside from that, getting to do the sort of transatlantic accent snake oil salesman guy, that was just fun. It's a fun character to play. And Michael's character asking all the questions and just annoying Timothy Rackett. That was a whole lot of fun. You can find me next tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time for Exodus, which I'm really excited about, with Tickfall Files ending this last season. Same cast, same time, but we're doing a game that is based on Bioshock. And Vanessa, who played Mira in Tickfall Files, is GMing this, and she's made the system for it. So this is sort of her first time doing all of those things, and she has just jumped in with both feet. And it's been really cool talking about it. I've been able to help a little bit with some design questions and things like that. So it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited for it, and I'll be playing an absolutely evil character who's not like the bad guy but he's a bad guy, named Niklaus Sebastian Adama. Yeah, he's kind of like a Dr. Smith from Lost in Space type of character. So very evil, but very hard for anybody to be like, you're evil and I can prove it. I can't prove it, but I just know it.
So basically Zan and water?
Yeah, a lot like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's where you can find me next. That's at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And then for other things to share, there's a lot of really cool stuff up on Patreon. There's going to be some more things hopping up there probably tomorrow. I just posted for content supporter tier and higher. The soundtrack for this game is now available for download. And I posted the soundtrack for Water from last season, which is I love that soundtrack. It turned out so amazing. So both of those are available for download, and then later this week, possibly tomorrow, depends on if I get to it tomorrow or not. But by the end of the week, soundtrack for Animus Absentis will be up for download on Patreon as well. So lots of cool stuff happening there. I'll throw that link in the chat for everybody. And I think that's about all I have to talk about. So we're gonna go on a raid. We're gonna go raid Dark Aardvark, who's just a fantastic person. And she's doing some, looks like D&D. Got a raid cry, which is get your lemonade. So feel free to copy that out of chat. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.